Oh my god. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Oh my gosh. You know what? A little part of me is happy because it just means that we get to prolong the topic of Eurovision a little bit longer. But hello everyone, welcome back to MJT Reviews. This is again another live video. And in this one I am drinking some tea. Mmm. That's really tasty Eurovision tea. Okay, let's talk about what has occurred. For you, I think it occurred in the evening. For me, I woke up to it, hearing the news. It happened like 3 a.m. my time. From what I could see, I can't see any videos talking about it. So I'm like, is this official? But everything looks official. Maybe only I just think this is a huge deal. And it's not such a big deal to anyone else. Good morning to Europe. I'm trying to figure out what time it is in Europe right now. I think it's almost 7:30 a.m. in England, in the United Kingdom, which means it's 8:30 a.m. around Western Europe and 9:30 a.m. in Eastern Europe. And I think that means it's 10:30 a.m. in Israel. Okay, Google, what's the local time in Tel Aviv?
The time in Tel Aviv, Yafo, Israel is 9:24 a.m.
You share the same time as Eastern Europe. Okay. All right, no one is there, so I don't know what's going on. It is on public. It's not on private. I just checked. But anyway, let's talk about what needs to be spoken about. And I will say, I've had people be like, oh my God, yeah, last video was 2 hours. I could not watch it. It's like, it's a live video. So it's more that like I'm doing things in the live video. I don't expect you to watch 2 full hours if you're watching this not live, okay? But in the meantime, no one is watching this live, I think. But chat, let me know what you think of all this. It's really dramatic to me. I think it's a really so much gossip in this. Not even gossip. It actually happened. They made a statement and everything. So where to begin? Well, the voting was a mess this year, and it did not get fixed in time. How does it take? Okay, so the jury voting occurs a day before. Just FYI, if you didn't know that, they do a whole jury performance and then the jury vote a day before. By the way, whoever thought of that idea, like I understand logistically, it makes the most sense to happen. But whoever thought of that was not a musician, because the way you sing can just differ so much. You know, people even say like, "Oh, the finale was so much different to the semifinal." And that's because, like, you can sing really well or really badly in the jury, and then you can sing really badly or really well the next night with the televote. But anyway, they do that anyway, and that's how it works. And so they have a whole day. They pretty much you could probably calculate all the voting very quickly the night before, and then just spend the day verifying it with an auditor or something. But I don't know what actually the process, how they do it in the span of 24 hours. I'd like to find that out one day. But anyway, so the voting occurred, and where is everyone? I'm surprised that no one is on. It's 8:30 a.m. People must be like going to work or something, surely. Anyway, let's talk about what happened. So, right. So there's quite a few things. We'll start with the big one, I guess. It depends how you see it, but so the jury voting, they found out that oh wait, I need some tea. Okay. So this is what we found out. The jury of Belarus, their votes were voided. Voided or void? They were void because the day before when they voted, it already been revealed that the Belarusian jury actually had explained and revealed to people in the media how they were going to vote, which is against the rules. You know, it's just against the rules. There's not many rules when you're a jury member. There's quite a few, and secrecy is a really big one. You just can't reveal who you're voting for until after the final has aired, and maybe even until the EBU have published the votes, and then you can talk all you want about who you voted for. But you can't do it before the final. You can't do it in between voting or anything like that. You can't do it. So they did. And so the EBU made the decision that the jury vote for Belarus is void. I don't know if they actually got the chance to vote because they probably would have known by then. So what they did was they did something that's probably not like their favorite thing to do, but they did an aggravated form of calculating the votes based on kind of patterns of how Belarus vote. Yeah, I know it's not the most accurate way of finding out who they wanted. And so we were left with the voting. You know what? I don't know if we can find out how Belarus originally voted now. I might have to watch the video of it, the original. Anyway, so they released their top 10 and they gave their 12 points to Israel. And it was the only 12 points Israel got on the night from the jury vote. Well, turns out someone in the EBU released the votes back to front. So their least favorite song was their favorite song announced. So Israel, in fact, was their 26th favorite on the night, not their first. So Israel did not get 12 points from them, and they got 0 points in the jury vote. Okay, so that's a huge kind of no. It's an error, huge error. So what happened from that? A lot. It's kind of like, you know how they say, if you go back to the past and you like step in a different thing or squash a mosquito, the whole world changes. It's kind of like that in terms of Eurovision. So by flipping the votes, it actually means because the votes in the jury vote were so close together this year, Sweden is now not the jury winner. North Macedonia is. Okay, so when they were like, congratulations, Sweden, you're the jury winner. No, it was North Macedonia this whole time. Yeah. So that's incredible. And that's sad. The fact that North Macedonia didn't have that moment, especially imagine how magical it would have been. This is North Macedonia's personal best. I think their best was 16th of all time. And now they've gone and won the jury vote. I'm kind of sad because I was boasting that I predicted the jury winner twice in a row. I'm like, last year I predicted Austria and the jury picked Austria. This year I predicted Sweden and the jury predicted Sweden. I was like, I'm such a good jury member. And then I was like, oh, well, North Macedonia actually won. That's great for North Macedonia. And it also just means that Israel was lower. The rankings change. However, what I don't get is that now Sweden is higher than Norway. So I don't know how that works out. I guess there's only like a few points different, and they must have voted. I don't know how that worked out. Maybe Norway was like the third last favorite or something. I'm gonna have to look at how they voted, aren't I? I probably should have got that source up. I do have the Eurovision page on the Australian jury, but I'll have a look at how Belarus voted. Belarus is also, interestingly enough, planning on suing the European Broadcasting Union because they say that their result has strained ties on Belarus and Russian relations, even though Eurovision is supposed to not be political. Yeah. So that's interesting. That won't get you anywhere. And also, you know what? If your jury actually didn't disclose their votes, none of this would have happened. So, you know, I would say it's kind of, if we had to blame someone, it wouldn't be the EBU to begin with, but this is what happens when just something little goes wrong. Then everyone kind of makes little errors. You know, people say that at work, like, you know, one little thing happens and then there's so much room for discrepancy. So I'm looking at how Belarus, not like that. I'm trying to find how Belarus voted now, but I can't remember how they did vote. I should look up on the video. Oh, no. Anyway, so that is like that is two problems there in one big thing, and we've got another problem which I'm going to tell you now. So, okay, so the jury actually gave 12 points to Malta, 10 points to North Macedonia. Okay, 8. So that's why North Macedonia won the jury. 8 points to Cyprus, 7 points to Italy, 6 points to Netherlands, 5 points to Azerbaijan, 4 points to Switzerland, 3 points to Greece, 2 points to Sweden, 1 point to Norway. Okay. So where did they vote? They didn't even. I don't get this Russia tie thing because they didn't even vote. They voted 1 point to Russia. So I guess Russia wasn't in their top 10 at all. But I mean, they didn't vote that many points to Russia anyway. Like, I don't even think you have a case, but I would think you could slightly spin it to a case if you gave 12 points to Russia, but you didn't. You give it 12 points to Malta, which is good. It wasn't a block voting vote anyway. Interestingly enough, juror A, juror B. Oh, that's why. Okay, juror A, juror B. That's right. I completely forgot. I'm trying to find how the jurors voted, but then I remembered it got void. It was void because of. So this is anyway like a kind of, as much as you can say, like an algorithm vote. Like, this is how the computer has predicted Belarus was going to vote, which is interesting. So they predicted one. They kind of gave 1 point to Russia. The televoters gave 12 points to Russia, 10 points to Netherlands, 8 points to Norway. So no votes from Norway, but some votes to Sweden. So I'm guessing that's why Sweden is now a little bit better than Norway, but it ended up helping out North Macedonia a lot. I'm so happy for North Macedonia. I would have loved to see her reaction, but for a little while I was really happy to see that I was right and Sweden won, but it's not the case, and so we've got to change up. It's a shame that kind of missed out the night. What does this mean for the overall results? Well, Netherlands stays the same, but some countries are not the same. Like I said, in the end result, Norway and Sweden has switched over. So Australia, for those watching, Australia has remained at 9th place as well. The Netherlands still ends up being the winner. So does anyone have anything to say about that? No. Okay. So I'll move on. I'm going to make sure I cap this at 30 minutes max. So it's 12 minutes now. So I'll talk about the other scandal, which is a really big scandal as well. This year, I better take a sip from my tea. Some great Eurovision tea. So, semi-finals. Wow, the voting, there was an issue. We had 4 jury members claim that they voted incorrectly. Now, when you're a jury member, you really only have 2 things. You have to rank your favorite from 1st to 26, or in this case, the semi-final one had 17. So you have to rank 1 as your favorite, 2 as your second favorite, 3 as your third favorite, all the way down to 17 being your least favorite. That's all you have to do. And the other thing is you have to keep it a secret. Don't tell anyone. It's kind of easy. It's a pretty good job to be a juror, really. And you guys have it the easiest because most jurors vote in the evening. Australia actually still has to wake up at dawn just to do this job, and they don't even get they're not even shown or anything like that. So yeah, but anyway, so what happened was the 3 jurors from Czech Republic. I don't know if someone didn't explain this correctly to them, because there's three in one country. That says something. That says that they kind of all talk together, maybe. But 3 of the jury members actually voted back to front, like the EBU accidentally did with their Belarusian aggravated voting. So they did back to front. This is what they claim anyway, that they did. So their favorite was actually their least favorite. So it does quite a lot of damage when that happens. The only time that I know that that's happened before was a Danish juror in 2016 claimed that she did that, and actually would have led to Denmark's vote, 12 points going to Australia instead of Ukraine, it wouldn't have changed the absolute votes because it would have gone from like 30, whatever point difference it was, because we didn't have many. I think we had like 18-point difference in that one, and it would have been like an 8-point difference or something. It still would have been, it just would have brought it closer, but it wouldn't have made a difference. And I think it wouldn't have given UK or something. UK wouldn't have had a certain result. Like they would have gone a result down or something. Oh my gosh. So they say that. And then we have a juror member from Sweden who claims the same thing, that they did their voting back to front. I don't know if people are getting confused because they know that 12 points means the most points you give. Like when they calculate, like one country jury gives their top vote gives 12 points to that country, and so maybe they've confused themselves and thought, well, the more points mean most votes. But no, the way that you do it is you rank it as your first favorite is 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it goes down to 17, and then they average it all up, and then like everyone's 10th favorite becomes 1 point to that country. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then your favorite becomes 12 points. So, oh my gosh. So they're saying that I don't know if they're saying, but they're just saying that they voted incorrectly. There's no word on what's going to happen. In 2016, they didn't switch the vote back for Denmark, so I'm assuming they're not going to do that, and I hope they don't switch it back. But this is the thing. If they do switch it back and they count those votes, that means that Belarus wouldn't have made the final, and in fact, it would have been Poland. Fire of love! I love Belarus, so if I had to pick between Belarus and Poland, I would pick Belarus. But I was so sad that Poland didn't get through over other countries that aren't Belarus, because I love both, and I actually love Belarus more. But still, that's what it is. Like if they went with the actual voting, that's what would have happened, and I would have preferred like actual voting to get sent through properly. So these people can't do a simple task. I can. So if anyone wants me on their jury member, maybe the Australian jury member, I know the rules, so you don't have to go through. You can trust me with how I actually do it. But it's only happened 5 times now, and 4 of these times have happened this year. So that tells me maybe that the representative, I don't know. I know what it means. It could just be a fluke that people think that they know the rules now, and they don't bother listening to the auditors explaining how it works. The fact that 3 of them were from one country tells me a lot. And it's such a mess. But I will say, regarding North Macedonia winning the jury vote, it only just makes me super happy for her. And I said, I don't know if I said this before, but when I was watching it live, I said to my family when I was watching with them, I was like, okay, she's so much better. Something is happening. I didn't know she had all that live, because semi-final 2, she was like, she's fine. And then this one, she had emotion from the start. She sounded like she was kind of crying, but she still had it together and had the strength. And then she belted like crazy and was giving this like openness and vibrato that she didn't give. She didn't give any vibrato in semi-final 2. And I was like, this is incredible. So I'm assuming she gave that much power the night before in the jury performance, which the jury recognized and gave her extra votes on the night, and that's how she won the jury vote. So it's so deserved, and it's North Macedonia's best placement of all time. So proud of her, proud, and she should be really happy. And it's so good. It's incredible that she's won the jury vote over Sweden, and that Sweden and Norway and Sweden have switched places. So it kind of ultimately gave Sweden I don't know if it gave them a better position, but it screwed over Norway anyway, and it screwed over Sweden in terms of winning a jury vote. Like at least Sweden can be like, well, I won the jury vote, but now it's like, well, no. And poor Israel. Israel didn't get 12 points. They got 0 points from the jury. I think along with, was it United Kingdom that also got 0 points from the jury? I can't remember now. I've got to check that. Comment if you have any opinion on this voting scandal. What do you think should happen? I am just shocked that this is like an Oscars equivalent of the Oscar goes to La La Land. That's what it's like. So yeah, I can't believe it. I'm going to check if the jury actually voted 0 points to United Kingdom. I can't remember now. But yeah, comment. Let me know what you think of this. And about semi-final one, about Poland would have gone through instead of Belarus. Had the jurors actually had three of the jurors in semi-final one actually given their votes in the right order. Oh my God, this is what happens when humans are in charge. Human error, you know? So, here we go. Final. So, because this is okay, that's not how it works. The final, I'll go back to final, from semi-final to final. Okay, here we go. But yeah, I'm not mad at all of North Macedonia winning the jury vote, because I weirdly was like, okay, United Kingdom got. Wait, are they still including that? Oh, this is okay. I might be able to see how Belarus voted then. Okay, I've still got my Eurovision page on like yesterday's. I haven't refreshed it, so this is old material now, and I can see where. Okay, so let's see. So we got Belarus, how they voted, the aggravated voting anyway, back to front. It's such a mess. This is what happens when one error happens, and then errors upon errors occur. Belarus, where are you? Belarus, where are you? Okay, so they gave 12 points to Israel, which was actually their least favorite. The second last favorite was Estonia, which they gave 10 points to. So their second last favorite was their second favorite. Their third last was Germany. They gave them their third favorite. Their 8 points. Their fourth last was Norway, which they gave 7 points. So that's why Norway is now, Norway and Sweden have flipped over now. And what was that? Their fifth was then Spain, which it isn't. The sixth is, right? No, sorry, their fifth was United Kingdom as well, which that must mean that, United Kingdom lost their votes as well. So yeah, I think that's why United Kingdom is now on 0. I'm pretty sure now they're on 0 as well with Israel. Because I think United Kingdom didn't get any other votes. Yeah, so, it's such a mess. Anyway. And then you've got San Marino, 4 points. Serbia, 3 points. Iceland, 2 points. Australia, 1 point. So does that mean we lost a point? Yeah. We lost a point, but we still remained on 9th place. Oh, it's such a mess. So that's why Norway and Sweden switched over. Anyway, it's crazy. Okay. So yeah, any thoughts? I don't think anyone's on now. I'm the worst with live videos, I have to say. I think the key is to make a live video and then have it advertised and people like wait for it. But oh no, I'm not that. I'm not that. I can't schedule that much of my life. Gosh. But yeah, I'm the worst with live videos. Like I'll make a live video and be like, okay, I think this is the time people watch, and no one watches. Like now. The only time that I had people watch was after the final, which is why I stayed on for 2 hours, because people just kept chatting and I'm like, I'm going to ride this wave. But yeah. Yeah, comment on the scandal if you come on now. But I probably will leave. I'm trying to work out when a good time is. Because I'm like, this will be a good time. It's like 7:47 a.m. right now in London. It's 8:47 a.m. in like Western Europe, like France and Spain and Italy and Sweden, I think. Central European time, and I think it's 8. Is it? Sorry, it's 9:48 a.m. now in Eastern Europe and Israel. I wonder what the time is in. Okay, Google, what's the current time in Yerevan?
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that yet.
Okay, Google, what's the current time in Armenia?
The time in Armenia is 10:48 a.m.
Oh, okay, so they're an hour ahead of Israel. I thought people would be watching. I don't know when the best time. If I did this like at 11 a.m., no one would be watching because it would have been like the middle of the night. So I don't know. But no one's watching. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'll probably go in about 4. Well, I will go in 4 minutes because I want to keep this half an hour. Because I've had complaints that my video is 2 hours long. But I don't expect people to watch my live videos afterwards, like in entirety. So yeah, no one. I had no interaction. I had no good comments. I was really hoping people would comment on some stuff, but no one did. I'd love to know what you think about the voting scandal. Maybe people just don't care about the voting scandal. No one cares. I think it's a really big deal. Okay. But overall, I'm just not a fan of kind of voting scandals. Obviously, I don't think anyone's a fan, but it gives me a really like I'm like, oh, it just gives it such a bad reputation to Eurovision. Like, what's going to happen next year? I'm going to question the votes. I'm going to question the the authenticity of what we're receiving. I'm not going to celebrate as hard straight away because I'm like, I don't know. We'll have to wait a few days for this to be verified. And I'm surprised it took a day. Like, I think someone flipped the votes and no one noticed. But it was already you're flipping the votes on an aggravated voting. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe there should be a rule next time that just the jury get disqualified and you don't get to do your votes because you broke the rules. So there's no aggravated voting or anything. Anyway, no one's watching live. It's kind of a shame. I was like, I'm going to go on at 4:30 p.m. I think that's the perfect time to go on, and I still hashtag failed this. I'm not so good with live feed. Anyway, I'm probably going to go soon. Well, I will. I'll go in 2 minutes. So if anyone has anything to say, I'm just waiting, finishing my tea. About Eurovision, my Eurovision tea. And like I said, the only thing I liked about this topic was that it means I get to talk about Eurovision just a little more. It gets to survive for a little bit longer. But anyway. Oh, it's such a shame. I got no comments. I would have loved some live comments. If you're watching this afterwards, and I hope you skipped a lot of it in between stuff, comment anyway because I love reading your comments and I'll engage with you after this as well. So yeah. Just yeah, I'll be excited to read your comments on the scandal. And yeah, so I'll probably go soon. So tell me what you think of everything that had just occurred that was announced. Israel not getting 12 points as 0. Sweden is no longer the jury winner. It's North Macedonia. And Poland would have gone through to semi-final 1 instead of Belarus. There's a lot of drama there. And yeah, I have like a Conchita thing going on. I always say that when I have it shaved. I'm like, I'm sporting a Conchita look. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go because I'm not getting any engagement comments. I've been speaking for like 29 minutes. So thank you for those who watched. Thank you for those watching afterwards as well. Like I said, comment below and I'll be happy to read what you think about all this and what should be done. I will just quickly say I saw someone be like, and now do you guys are you guys happy now for the jury to stay? And I'm like, yes, I still think the jury is a really I'm going to make a whole video on that as well, on why the jury are so important in Eurovision, because there are a lot of people that are like, yeah, it should be just 100% televote, and it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. But I'll tell you that another day. This is just a really big stuff up. It could have been done somehow with televoting. Like they could easily flip televoting around. It's just gone from like it's just really one mistake just really escalated everything into a bunch of mistakes. Anyway, I'm going now. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to see all the other Eurovision videos that I've made, along with other videos. Thanks for watching this, and then have a good day if you're watching this live. Until next time, bonsoir Europe, and goodbye. Bye. Bye.